Hello everyone, I'm Nikich. If you want to know more about Russia and you understand my English, please welcome to my channel. Today I'm in Belarus, I'm visiting my parents. I hope you like my room and my interior. It's from my childhood, and this, this etagere, it's just from my childhood, the same, and I think it was very popular in Soviet period, and I think that 20% of Russian families and Soviet families, they have the same interior. Today I want to discuss with you my view on differences between Russian, Belarusian and Ukrainian men, women and societies. Of course, it's my own view. I think that this video could be interesting for Slavic people too, because maybe I will make, as usually, rude but very funny definition. So, look at the map. Some scientists, biologists, or how it's called, anthropologists, they make investigation where is 100% Russian ethnos come from. So looks like it's in Nizhny Novgorod. So even now, 100% Russian, they live exactly in Nizhny Novgorod. After that, we look on the map, and what we see that Belarus, it's exactly between Poland and Nizhny Novgorod. So Belarusian people, it's mixed between Polish, Russian and Jewish, because here a few centuries it was a lot of Jewish in this territory. So actually Polish mixed with Jewish a lot, and Belarusian too. That is why we suffered a lot during Second World War. I think that Belarusian men are very similar to Polish men. I find this picture, look to this Ukrainian and Belarusian, look at these Polish and Belarusian guys. I know them, I promise you, I know them all, and they live in my city in Belarus. For Ukraine, exactly on this picture, no, I'm not agree with this picture. No, I don't like it. For Russia, no, okay, maybe. And as you see, look at the map, you see where is Ukraine. It's on south of Russia, and so we consider that actually they are very similar to Turkish. They're a bit Turk. Belarus for some Europeans, and not only Europeans, in some of your languages it's like Belarus or Belarus, Russia. It sounds like beautiful Russia, but actually it means white Russia. Why it's called white Russia? I like the most primitive explanation. In former time, ancients, they didn't use this word like north, south, west and east, and they use names of colors. So north it was black, south it was red, east it was blue, and west it was white. So like white Russia, it means Western Russian. Let's discuss ladies first. I want to tell you my opinion about Slavic women, what differences I see. I think that the most beautiful on faces, for sure, it's Ukrainian woman. These black eyes, so shiny black eyes and black hair, they're very bright, but I don't like their bodies a lot. I think that their boobs are too far one from another. For Belarusian, I think that they have enough interesting faces, because you see, yes, they mix it a lot, and Baltic too, and Western and Russian too, but they're not fashion. Yes, and if you see Russian and Ukrainian women who have such fashion faces, no, Belarusian girls, they just have simple faces, very very simple faces. No, they are beautiful, but they're not not like fashion, like on Instagram. So like that, I think that Belarusian are more European. Actually, I think that among this group of Slavic, Belarusian is the most western part. Yes, I will explain you later why I think so. But for bodies, and I think that Belarusian bodies have the most good bodies. What I see that they have in any age and in any weight, they have bodies like that. And they have enough big boobs, and they're together here. I think it's very beautiful. And I remember when I moved to Russia, it was like 15 years ago. It was not a lot of shops, and I didn't have enough money for expensive bra lingerie, and I have to use only Belarusian lingerie because in Russia I just can't. I was not able to find a bra for my size. Yes, not very timid. So, and Belarusian girls, they're timid. In Belarus, you can meet striptease dancer who will refuse to take off her panties for money. Can you imagine that in Russia or in Ukraine? No, forget it. For men and for societies. I have a testimony, I have such a strange definition. I think that Belarusian people, it's a people of forest. For Russian, I think that it's people of jail, and for Ukrainian, I think that it's people of criminal. Yes, I will explain you why I think like that. For Ukrainian, as usually more South population. Actually, Ukraine, it's 40 millions of population. Can you imagine all these people? They live together, and they have to fight all the time because they live together. They have different argumentation, I don't know, gossips, intrigues, etc., etc. They communicate all the time, and for sure they learn, during centuries they learn how to cheat one another, how to make different intrigues, etc. When people live together, they learn slowly. During centuries, it's how evolution. They learn that when you meet Ukrainian man, you also all the time have impression that he gonna cheat me or he gonna use me. I can say that he gonna fuck me, but it's not exactly in that sense that I think I shouldn't use this word. No, it's not in a direct sense. I mean that they want to use you or cheat you or steal something. For women, I think the same, because you remember that case when exactly it was Ukrainian woman on dating websites who they cheat men, they ask their money, etc., and that even group of women was arrested. I don't remember. So it's exactly Ukrainian women, they and men too. Yes, they I all the time have impression that they want to cheat you or steal your money. Yes, and disgusting Ukrainian women steal my earrings. For Russian, why I think that it's a society of jail, because they like, as you see, they able to obey to this strong hierarchy and all these authorities, etc., and shared responsibility. Yes, shared responsibility. When there is responsibility of group of people, there is responsibility for whole group of people, for one members of this group. What I mean, like in jail, in this room in jail, these prisoners these prisoners they live together, and if one of prisoners makes something bad, something wrong, all this group will be punished, like in jail. I don't know, in Russian jails like that. They try to follow one to another, to check one another. I don't know how it's translated on English. I say that it's shared responsibility. I will say like that. After that, all this relation in this vertical of power that very strong in Russia, but in Belarus, no, it doesn't work very good like that. this strange relation between submission and domination in Russia. I can see that between Russian men, but in Belarus it's not so bright too. That is interesting for Belarusian society. Yes. So, and for Russian women, they really, some of them are really interesting to be mama, I'm a criminal. Yes, really, there is some girls who want to be a girlfriend of criminal guy. In Belarus, no, I don't think it, and it's even, and it looks like it's even not respectful. No, I mean, it's not so in fashion, because in Russia, it's in fashion. It's a bit in fashion to be criminal or to be girlfriend of criminality. In Belarus, no, it's not in fashion a lot. So idea of Ukrainian woman, it's my opinion, I don't know. Idea of Ukrainian woman is still something, not still something, to push you to give her something and drop you. And we even say that one Ukrainian is equal to 3 Jewish. After that, I think that the Russian woman, she wanted to be married with a rich man and to be wife at home. For Belarusian woman, I think that they're the most feminist women in this group. All of them want to make a career, or they say, I want to develop myself, I want success, everything as you like. So if you like, if Russian or Ukrainian are too much feminine for you, Belarusian woman, it's very good for you. Let's go. My favorite foreigners who want to marry with Slavic. I know that there is a lot of subscribers like that. So why I think that it's society of forest? Because these people, they are so close to to their villages, to forest and their environment, what they have. But I will not say that it's just countryside people, because actually I think among all this, no, of course Moscow it's additional topic, but in Belarus for 10 people, for 10 millions of population, I think that Belarusians have enough good education, and they are a bit slowly and they check everything, and please Belarusians continue to check everything. So they have a strong education that was inherited from Soviet Union, and in Russia, for example, its level of quality of education decreased a lot, because now it's full of corruption, and now you can buy your diploma very easy just in the subway. In Belarus it's much more difficult now. There is less corruption here, and of course this country more poor. Here it's only 10 millions of population. It's less than Moscow. Can you imagine 10 millions of population? Russia, for example, it's 150 or 140. Ukraine, it's 40. So Belarus, it's almost one big city. So, Society of Forest. I was so impressed. I make with a French journalist. I made an article about Chernobyl 30 years. You remember that in 1986 it was explosion. That was catastrophe explosion of nuclear station in Chernobyl. And south part of Belarus was contaminated by this pollution, and military arrived. They push people to leave the territory, etc. And what is interesting, that I was so impressed that one of villages, they sent letter to government and they asked to come back, and all these villages they come back to their villages. I mean, all the people, they come back to their villages because they say we can't leave this territory. Government gives them flat, or I don't know, houses everywhere. And in Minsk, for example, but they wanted to come back because they say how we can live without, forest, fishing, our land, etc. we don't have enough good quality of soil, not like in Ukraine. So Belarusian people looks like in former times they was working all the time, and it's their feature. And even now there is so-called Subbotnik. I'm sure you will like that. Subbotnik, it means Saturday. So like two times per year, Belarusian people go to Subbotnik. What does it mean? It means that people who work on plant, for example, they go to work during Saturday. They work for free. They don't receive salary for this day, and this money they spend for charity, for example. And people who don't work on the plane, who are not workers, they just go to clean something, make recover, etc. So like that in Belarus. I can't say that everything is recovered. Of course, it's poor country. It's not so posh like Russia, but everything is clean. Yes, they clean everything, and there is a cult of cleanliness. You understand? And so during Second World War, what make Belarusian? They just go to live in forest. And I promised you, I know a few people in Belarus, it's guys of my age. Actually, they live regular life during winter time, and they have cars and flats. Everything is fine. But during summertime, they just can't go to live in the forest. Just in the forest, I don't know. They take a bit cookies, a bit vodka, and everything what they eat. It's fishing and different mushrooms. I don't know what they find in the forest. Yes, they're able to do that, and it's okay. And it's okay for them because. It's 10 million of population now. Can you imagine that in former time it was not any population was here? These huge animals, the bison, they continue to live in Belarus, and they continue in whole Europe. They continue to live exactly here. As you understand, it's a huge forest exactly in the middle of Europe. We can say so. People are everywhere, but here not a lot of people. What does it mean? It means that it's not like in Ukraine. They was not able to make intrigues or make this argumentation or cheating. Because they just live in their house, make their small agriculture somewhere. They was incredibly happy when they're full of hospitality, because they was very happy if someone arrived to communicate with them, to tell them some news. So they are very opposite to Ukrainian, for example, and even to Russian too. Yes, that looks like, and for example, Stalin. It was a criminal guy actually before he became, how it's called. I don't. What is his post? Before he became Russian president, is Stalin. I don't know his translation. He was criminal guy. Yes, he killed and robbed people with the with the banda. Yes, it was like that. Or Putin, for example. You understand that he is from FSB. But in my imagination, FSB, police and criminals, it's the same. Actually, it's the same people. I think this video was full of nationalism. Yes, it's okay. Please, Russian, Belarusian, Ukrainian, forgive me. I'm sure that you will like my definition. Yes, okay. So I will say something good about Ukrainians. Ukrainian women are very beautiful. Ukrainian men are very beautiful. They are good singers, dancers. Yes, they're the best artists. What I can say is that Belarusian music, it's just Belarusian singers with so high voices. It's very, very specific. I don't like Belarusian art, but Polish. I think that Polish is very specific too. Russian, you are fine, and Russian men, of course, you are generous. and fine too, beautiful. I think for me Russian men are more beautiful than Belarusian, and of course they're more generous, because Belarusian men, they will never make you any gift. No, forget it. They are like European, yes, European. So I think that Belarusian people, men and women, they are most European. Ukrainians think that Ukraine is Europe. I don't know, Paris maybe. No, you know, like, because Paris, they like to go to this Place de République, make the manifestations, etc. Okay, maybe in this part they're very similar to Ukraine. They like manifestation too. Belarusian. If Belarusian go to manifestation, yes, it was a case when Belarusian people, they go to manifestation. It was, I think, like a year ago. Government invent this new stupid tax for people who don't work. Like, people who don't work have to pay special tax if you don't work. So Belarusian people, they go to main street, they make manifestation, and Lukashenko is president of Republic of Belarus, restrict this new law. Can you imagine? I just can't imagine that Putin change any law because of manifestation. No, I think that it's mostly people will. Okay, I will not say anything. I think that people will be arrested before this manifestation. But in Belarus, you see that after that, I begin to respect Lukashenko a lot. Good guy. What is different else? You remember this decommunization in Ukraine when they destroyed all portraits and statues of Lenin and all. And everything Soviet, they destroyed almost everything. I just can't imagine something like that in Belarus. No, Belarusian will never destroy anything. No, forget it. All statues of Lenins are on their places. For sure, I will continue this topic. I won't describe you more boring questions like economical and political differences. If I will find them. Share this video and discuss this video with your Belarusian friends if you have them. Please put your comments about my opinion. What do you think about that? Thumbs up and subscribe on my channel.